ICE is detaining black people in Chicago. Do you understand? We told y'all it was going to start with Hispanic people and immigrants, and they were already going after Haitians, already going after my people. So I've been saying this.
Back in June, I was called a tether by my own people because I was telling Black Americans that we are not absolved from the harms of ICE, and that it's been important to advocate for immigrant community because the Americanness was never going to save us because they will see the blackness first. I also said they're not going to be asking anybody for their IDs or their birth certificate.
So if ICE is detaining black people now in Chicago, where are they sending us? Where are we going?
First, it was Latinos and Hispanics. They were targeting them first. Then it was Muslims. Then they attacked Asians, and now they are attacking us. It was a part of their program. Solidarity in establishing relationships with other people of color is incredibly vital in order to survive this.
Well, let's be very clear. If you didn't know it then, maybe you'll learn it now. Solidarity in these times, it's what's going to save us.
Guys, imagine waking up one morning to headlines about ICE detaining people in your city. Not far away, not in a distant border, but right where you live in Chicago. Suddenly, immigration enforcement isn't just an abstract debate on the news. It feels close, it feels immediate. That is the backdrop for the clip we are looking at today. The speaker raises a question that many are quietly asking themselves. If ICE is detaining black people in Chicago, where are they taking them? Or rather, where are they sending them to? It's a simple question, but a powerful one, because the answer isn't obvious. Well, the video doesn't say whether these detentions are leading to another holding facility, a transfer out of state, or, deportation. So today, we are going to explore this moment. What does ICE actually do? Are these actions justified? And how should we think about fairness, law, and accountability in situations like this?
Do you see the hundreds of agents raided an apartment complex in Chicago in the middle of the night, taking children out naked and detaining black U.S. citizens? This happened around 1 a.m. at a large apartment complex in the South Shore neighborhood of Chicago. Over 300 agents from ICE, FBI, ATF, and other agents showed up to the apartment complex. They came with helicopters, some people saying they saw Black Hawk helicopters, and it seems like they also came hidden in budget and U-Haul trucks. Officials from the government said that they did this because they were looking for 6 high-priority targets, including suspected members of Tren de Aragua, even though they never showed a warrant while they were there, and they have not confirmed if they actually detained anyone that is a member of Tren de Aragua. Agents went into nearly all of the 100 apartments that were in the complex. They were busting down doors and dragging people out of their beds.
For every Black American that got on the internet and this app and refused to talk about what ICE was doing and what is going on in our country, because I don't really care about the Hispanic community because they don't care about us, which is BS in of itself, but that's a whole nother conversation. We told you that we would be next, right? And y'all didn't listen.
Alright, I ain't never been Mr. I told you so. So with the news of the Chicago ICE raids, I'm still not gonna be that. But from now on, I need y'all to understand, if you are a black African American, if you are just brown or a POC, you are now immediately a target for ICE raids. In case you ain't know, them folks done ran up into an apartment complex in the middle of Chicago, and regardless of how them folks spoke, regardless of where they said they was from, regardless of how they appeared, they got thrown into a van and sent in for questioning. Some folks didn't get out until 3 a.m. and that's for the older elderly women. That means that is an illegal search. That is an illegal arrest, going into your property, search and seizure, and then sending you in for questioning. And if you had a warrant out for your arrest, you're not getting sent back.
Back in June, I was called a tether by my own people because I was telling Black Americans that we are not absolved from the harms of ICE, and that it's been important to advocate for immigrant community because the Americanness was never going to save us because they will see the blackness first. I also said they're not going to be asking anybody for their IDs or their birth certificate. And here we are at the beginning of October, where a community of Black American people have been picked up by ICE. And not only were these Black Americans picked up and detained by ICE, but their entire building, their homes, their apartments were ransacked and left in complete disarray. ICE is the police. We have always seen that when it comes to black folks, that police tend to often get it wrong with us. They identify the criminality based on the rape. And y'all don't think that ICE does the same?
Those ICE people are in Chicago terrorizing black Americans. So black people, if you thought you were safe, you are not. It's not only for the immigrants. They are cuffing black Americans, sending off flashbangs, doing all types of illegal things. Cuffing these people for no reason, asking them if they have warrants, asking them for their date of birth, who they are, all of the above. It's crazy, it's sick, and they're probably coming to a neighborhood near you. And I'm never going to shut up about this. You may try to silence me. I'll go on another platform and talk about it. But black people, be safe for real, because these things are happening in the middle of the night. People said they went outside of their apartments to be greeted by ICE yelling, police, police, flashbangs, and people asking them if they have warrants. It's nuts.
I understand why some majority in the black community was against me defending people of color, Latino, Hispanics, Asians, etc. Because many of them feel that people of color do not care about the black community as much as the black community cares about people of color. And to an extent, that is true. I understand, and their feelings are justified. However, in many parts in black history, we also had POC allies, whether that be Native Americans, Hispanics and Latinos, Caribbeans, Asians, etc. Even Italians in the early and mid 19th century in New York City, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, California, even we had alliances with them. The point is, we didn't do everything alone, and that's something that goes untalked about in American history and black history. Because, say it with me, black history is American history. When I found out that black Americans in Chicago was being detained by ICE, it was heartbreaking, but it wasn't surprising because I knew for an absolute fact they was going to come for us next.
Let's start with the basics. ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, is a federal agency with a clear mandate to enforce immigration. That includes identifying, detaining, and in some cases, deporting individuals who are not legally authorized to remain in the United States. From a purely legal perspective, ICE has the authority to detain people who fall under that category. But here's the tension. When someone says ICE is detaining black people in Chicago, the immediate question becomes, who exactly are we talking about? Are these individuals immigrants from Africa? Are they immigrants from Caribbean countries who fall under ICE jurisdiction? Or are they US citizens being mistakenly profiled? This is where justification and fairness intersect. If ICE is detaining undocumented immigrants, then by law, they are operating within their rights. But if citizens are being caught up in these actions, that raises very serious concerns. So, the core issue isn't whether ICE has authority, it's whether that authority is being applied accurately, responsibly, and without bias. Now, let's take a deeper look at the justification question. From ICE perspective, their justification is straightforward. Immigration law exists and it only works if it's enforced. Every country in the world enforces its immigration rules, and the US is no different. If someone overstays a visa, crosses the border without authorization, or violates the terms of their stay, ICE has a legal duty to act. Without enforcement, immigration policy becomes meaningless. This argument is often made by those who support ICE operations. They are simply doing their job. Chicago is not exempt from federal law. Whether a city agrees with ICE methods or not, federal jurisdiction allows them to step in. But legality and justice are not always the same thing. And this is where we need to pause. Because the speaker highlights black people being detained. We have to ask, how are these individuals being identified? If they are black immigrants, then ICE may claim its actions are justified under immigration law. But if they are citizens, lawful residents, or simply profiled because of appearance, then those same actions become questionable. Now, this distinction matters. Enforcement without accuracy risks eroding public trust. Communities that feel unfairly targeted are less likely to cooperate with law enforcement of any kind, including ICE. That creates a cycle of tension, suspension, and resistance. Transparency is another issue. One reason the clip resonates is because the speaker asks, where are they sending those people? And no one has the answer. The lack of clarity fuels fear. Families deserve to know where are their loved ones being taken to. Communities deserve basic transparency about how enforcement is being carried out. Without even, justified actions begin to look unjust. Let's also think about the border context. Chicago is home to diverse immigrant population, including large African and Caribbean communities. These communities often face a double challenge: the struggles of immigration status and the reality of racial bias. That combination creates a unique vulnerability. It means that when ICE operates in such spaces, people naturally wonder if race is influencing who gets detained. This doesn't automatically mean ICE is acting illegally or unjustifiably. It means the perception of fairness matters almost as much as the law itself. In enforcement, legitimacy is not only about what the law allows, but also about how communities experience that enforcement. Now, here's the bottom line. ICE can argue it is justified because immigration laws must be enforced. That justification is legal and in many cases accurate, but communities also have the right to demand that enforcement be transparent, accountable, and free of bias. Without those safeguards, even law action can feel oppressive. So when we come back to the question, where are they sending those people to? It reflects more than geography. It reflects uncertainty. It reflects mistrust. It reflects the gap between federal power and community understanding. And that is why this clip matters. It pushes us to look beyond headlines and rumors and to ask the hard question: what does justified enforcement look like? How do we balance law with fairness? And how do we make sure that in the process of enforcing rules, we do not strip people of dignity and justice? Because at the end of the day, the issue is not only where detainees are being sent to, it's how and why are they being detained in the first place. Well, guys, now I need to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Also, remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.